power.
Alright guys, I know what you're thinking. Amiibo Jason, this is not the Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Switch. Why are you showing us this? Well, when we were first getting information that the Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch was coming out, I was thinking there is another amazing Nintendo Switch bundle that came out in Japan that I never took a look at that I feel like is worth at least mentioning and looking at in detail. And that is, of course, the Dragon Quest XI Nintendo Switch bundle. There is things about this that I think are just absolutely stunning, and I'm a crazy RPG fan. In fact, I love Dragon Quest. Back in the day, it was called Dragon Warrior for me. I mean, it started off with Dragon Warrior 1 on the NES, moved on to the Game Boy iterations, the remakes of 1 and 2, Dragon Warrior 3. I even picked up this gorgeous 2DS XL from Japan that came out when Dragon Quest XI came out on the 3DS. So it's easy to see why I'm excited about this one, and I think once I get this out of the box, you're going to be just as excited too. So, without further ado, let's get this bad boy out of the box. But first, let me clean up this station here, get rid of all this Dragon Quest and Dragon Warrior stuff. Even though I love this thing, this is the slime controller. This is actually a controller for the Nintendo Switch, believe it or not. You know what? I think I'm gonna keep this here. He's gonna watch the unboxing with us because I think he deserves it. So right off the bat, I mean, the box has the protagonist, the luminary from the game. If you've ever played the game, you'd know that. You can see right off the bat that it comes with a special edition dock, and you have the Joy-Con with the printed slimes right there on the front. There's even more designs on the back, which we're going to take a close look at. And unlike a lot of the stuff that comes out in the US, this actually came with a copy of the game. And not just any copy, it's a special edition copy of the game too. On the back, we have screenshots from the game, really nothing else about the console itself, but the box is pretty nice. It's one of the things I think that catches your eye right off the bat. Alright, here we go. And right away, we have the console and we have the Joy-Con. We're just going to set this off to the side here. We have the special edition of Dragon Quest XI, which comes with a really nice metallic red slipcase, which I'm digging. Put that off to the side. All the stuff you don't care about, you got your cables, instructions. But then finally, we have the dock, and I know you guys are going to like this thing. This dock is Dragon Quest inspired. It has a sword and a shield on it, and I'm liking this thing quite a bit. Now, I know the Animal Crossing dock that's coming out is much more colorful, but this one is definitely more minimalistic, but I'm digging it too. I love the sword, I love the shield. It screams Dragon Quest, so we're going to put that, we'll put that like right here. We're going to put the box down, because everything else in the box, I'm sure you really don't care about all that much. So, the console itself, this is the new, better battery edition of the Nintendo Switch, so if you're concerned about battery life, this is definitely a good one. And I should point this out too, if you do import a Nintendo Switch from another country, like this one, it does work. They are totally region-free, it's totally in English, you never have to worry about if your games are going to play on it, so don't worry about that. The front, I mean, it looks like a typical Nintendo Switch, but when you flip this bad boy around to the back, this is where this system really shines. You have the blue slimes right there, and it's kind of difficult to see, but I'm going to try to move this thing in front of the camera the most that I can. But there is an assortment of different enemies, different slimes that you encounter in the game. It's subtle, but I love subtlety like this, and I really like the fact that some of the slimes on the back are blue, but I think this is one of the biggest selling points of this Nintendo Switch. So we're going to put that off to the side. You know what? Let's see if I can fit all this in frame. Just take the kickstand out, put it up like that. And then finally, actually before we look at the game, we have the Joy-Con. And this is where I think most collectors are going to lose their minds, because the Joy-Con here are some of the best I've seen to date. Number one, this is a color we've wanted to see in the US for some time. It's this dark blue that's kind of like a Mario blue. So this would pair really nice with the dark red Joy-Con if you're looking for a Mario theme. But on the bottom, you have a slime on this one, and you have a metal slime on this one, which is really awesome. I'm really digging the designs on the front of these. This is something I expected Nintendo to do a lot more of with Joy-Con, putting designs like this on there. I expected a gold Joy-Con with a Triforce at some point. We just never got it. So this is one of the coolest set of Joy-Con I've seen, but when you flip it around to the back, you have the other designs that we saw on the dock here. So we have the shield here and the sword here on the back. So these are probably two of the coolest looking Joy-Con that we've seen so far. So let's go ahead and slide that on the Switch and give you guys a look at the completed package here. So if you're an RPG fan, there's really no excuse to not love this thing. I mean, Dragon Quest XI was one of my favorite RPGs, I'd say, of the last 5 years. So it's a really, really cool collection to have. And then finally, like I said before, it does come with a copy of the game. It is in Japanese. There's a few things to note, though. This version is in English for the audio, but the text is not translated, so it's an RPG, so unless you speak Japanese, you're not going to get a lot of use out of this game. But there you go, we got the slip cover here, and the copy of the game. I'm actually digging the slip cover quite a bit here, too. But there you go. That is the Dragon Quest XI Nintendo Switch bundle. Like I said before, I know it's not the Animal Crossing one, but if you're an RPG fan and you're looking for something to really show that Dragon Quest love, this is definitely it. But we do have an Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch coming soon, so we're going to take a close look at that when that comes out. In fact, we have two coming because we are giving one away on our Twitter account. I have a link to that in the description below. So if you want to win an Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Switch bundle, you can do that over at Ninwire over on Twitter. Once again, in the description down below. But that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with yet another video very soon, but until then, stay wired in.